12,000 years ago, before cities, before kings, before writing, someone carved a human body into stone, but they left one thing out: the face. No eyes, no mouth, no expression. Only a silent, T-shaped figure standing in the darkness of Gobekli Tepe. Why would the world's earliest monument builders create human forms without faces? Was it fear? Was it worship? Or was it the beginning of something far more dangerous? Authority itself. Tonight, we enter the mystery of the T-shaped pillars. Long before the pyramids rose from the Egyptian desert, and long before Stonehenge touched the English sky, the hills of southeastern Anatolia were hiding something the modern world was not ready to understand. At Gobekli Tepe and Karahantepe, ancient builders carved massive limestone pillars, raised them into circular enclosures, and filled them with animals, symbols, and silent figures. For a long time, we believed people of this age were simple hunter-gatherers, small bands moving through the wilderness, surviving from season to season. But these stones tell a different story. They reveal planning, memory, ritual, power. And at the center of that mystery stands one repeated form, the T. Not a circle, not a triangle, not a natural shape borrowed from the landscape. A shape so simple that it almost disappears before our eyes, and yet so strange that it may hold one of the oldest secrets of the human mind. Why did they choose it? Why carve thousands of pounds of stone into a form that looks like a person but refuses to become fully human? An answer may begin with the body. Look closely at the great pillars of Gobekli Tepe. The horizontal top can be read as a head. The long vertical shaft becomes a body. Along the sides, carved arms reach downward. Hands meet near the center. A belt crosses the stone. In some examples, a fox pelt hangs below it. This is not random decoration. Many archaeologists have interpreted these pillars as abstract human-like figures, not ordinary statues, but bodies reduced to their most powerful essentials: a head, a torso, arm, hands, a posture. But then comes the detail that changes everything. There is no face. The same people who carved snakes, foxes, vultures, scorpions, wild boars, and predators full of movement and danger choose not to carve eyes onto these figures. They did not give them mouths, they did not give them expressions. And that absence may be the whole point. A face makes a being familiar. A face gives you something to read. You can search it for anger, mercy, pain, or weakness. But a faceless figure gives you nothing. It cannot be understood. It cannot be softened. It cannot be negotiated with. It watches without looking. It speaks without a mouth. It stands before you without revealing what it wants. That is why the T-pillars still disturb us. They are almost human, but not enough to comfort us. They feel like ancestors, guardians, spirits, memories carved into stone, or perhaps something even older than all these words. No one can say with certainty what the T-shape meant to the people who built Gobekli Tepe. There was no writing, no inscription, no surviving voice from that world to explain it to us. But the stones still suggest possibilities, and three interpretations stand out. The first is cosmic. The T may be represented a being standing between earth and sky. The world of Gobekli Tepe was a world of change. Climate shifted, animals disappeared, landscapes transformed. People had to adapt to forces they could not control. To us, the sky can look beautiful. To ancient people, it may also have been terrifying. Thunder, darkness, fire, falling stars, seasons that brought life, then took it away. The sky was not empty, it was alive. Now, look again at the pillar. A heavy horizontal top held by a vertical body rising from the earth. One possible reading is that this was a stone being carried the heavens, a silent body placed between humanity and the vast powers above. Thousands of years later, myths would speak of figures holding up the sky. But here, deep in prehistory, we may be seeing a much older idea, the need for a guardian between earth and the unknown. The second interpretation is ritual. The T shape may have marked a threshold, a line between worlds. The horizontal bar divides above from below, life from death, the known from the unseen. The vertical shaft becomes a path connecting them. At Karahantepe, this idea becomes even more intense. In a dark chamber carved into the bedrock, stone pillars rise from the floor. A human head emerges from the wall. The space feels less like an ordinary room and more like a place of transformation. Perhaps those who entered such spaces were not simply walking through architecture. Perhaps they were entering a ritual landscape, a symbolic underworld, a place of fear, memory, and rebirth. To pass between the pillars may have meant crossing a boundary. To return from the darkness may have meant returning changed. But the third interpretation may be the most powerful. The T-shaped pillar may be one of humanity's earliest monuments to authority. Think about what it means to create a figure without a face. A face can show emotion, it can ask for pity, it can reveal weakness. But a faceless figure becomes absolute. It does not explain itself, it does not answer, it simply stands. Look at the posture again. The arms fall along the sides, the hands meet near the belly. The body is upright, controlled, monumental. This is not the posture of fear, it is the posture of command. And that may be the real revolution hidden inside these stones. The people who carved them were no longer only reacting to nature, they were shaping nature into symbols. They were taking raw stones from the earth and turning it into presence, memory, and power. They were not just surviving beneath the sky, they were building a world of meaning under it. In that sense, the T pillars may mark a turning point in the human history. The moment when power stopped being only something found in storms, predators, mountains, or darkness, and became something humans could create with their own hands. A stone body, a faceless head, a silent command. We are here, we remember, we shape the earth, we speak to the sky, and perhaps in those faceless forms, we are seeing the first shadows of civilization itself. Today, the world around us never stops speaking. Screens glow, cities hum, messages arrive before silence can settle. But Göbekli Tepe belongs to a different kind of time, a time before writing, before recorded history, before the names of kings and nations, before the stories we use to explain who we are. And yet, the stones remain. The T-shaped pillars still stand in the hills of southeastern Anatolia, as if waiting for us to remember something we have forgotten. They were ancestors, guardians, spirits, gods, symbols of power. Maybe they were all of these things at once, or maybe their true meaning disappeared with the people who carved them. But that is why they still hold us, because some mysteries do not survive by giving answers. They survive by asking the same question for 12,000 years. Why tea? Why human but faceless? Why silent but so powerful? Imagine standing there at night. The wind moves across the ancient ground. The stars burn above you. Before you, the pillars rise from the earth. No eyes, no mouths, no expressions. And yet, somehow, they seem to know you are there. They were standing before history began. They remained when their builders vanished. And long after our names are forgotten, they may still be there, silent, patient, listening to the wind. These are faceless gods of Gobekli Tepe, the T-shaped pillars, still holding their secrets beneath the sky. Good night and safe travels through time.